Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And yeah, today we're here to continue the guide series that we started with the Brothers War to explain all the different cards that you can get within an expansion, their percentages, and which products that you can find them, and how many of them. And yeah, today we're continuing on with the newest release of Magic the Gathering, Dominaria Remastered. And this is quite a very interesting expansion for us. This expansion is a master set, so there are some caveats to this set. First off, it's a limited print run, unlike a normal standard set. Secondly, it's not a normal standard set, so therefore you cannot play it in the standard formats. But the cards that you'll find inside can be played in Vintage, Legacy, a Modern, Pioneer, so on and so forth. Commander as well. Then also do keep in mind the Masters products tend to be much more expensive than actual standard products. Even though Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro can come out and admit that they keep track of the secondary market, they know that there are valuable cards reprinted in these sets, and therefore they are more expensive to get. So with that out of the way, Dominaria Remastered actually covers or continues the theme of the Dominaria plane. And in fact, it has reprinted cards from over 20 sets. It's actually 27 sets of Magic history, and they're all set or based in Dominaria. And you can see a list going through the screen right now. And yeah, if you want to freeze frame, just in case you want to check out what kind of sets you get. And it was so fun. Honestly, it was such a huge walk down memory lane, unboxing these products, seeing these cards again, especially commons and uncommons, because the rares and mythics, they tend to be reprinted, but these commons and uncommons I haven't played with, and gosh, it's been like 20 years now, or almost 30, some of them. So I'm pretty, it's pretty out there. And yeah, also, yeah, for example, one thing that I was really surprised about this set was the draft. The draft experience was pretty fun. I thought it was going to be clunky and slow because, older sets and all that stuff. But I think the team behind the creation or the decision of the cards for drafting was really spot on. They did a really good job, and the archetypes and the themes went really well all together. And yeah, that was pretty fun to play. Anyway, the set contains 271 unique cards. And then 186 alternate versions of the same cards. So in grand total, the set will contain 457 cards. Now, before we continue, we just wanted to let you know that there aren't that many versions to this set of different cards. So it's going to be a quicker guide, but still, because the percentages are not clear, and where to find them and how to find them, how many you can find, we still thought that it would be a good idea to go on and do this for Dominaria Remastered as well. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, you'll see that this set basically has three versions: the normal frame version or the modern frame version that we all know of. And this version is very much everything that you can find in a normal product of Magic the Gathering. Then you have the same cards of the normal version, but printed with a retro frame border, and they can be either foil or non-foil. The foil ones are much more valuable and harder to get. And then you have the alternate arts, both foil or non-foil. Now, the alternate arts are also called alternate arts borderless cards, and these are, we've seen these time and time again with every release or expansion since Throne of Eldraine. Now, to go into more detail about the retro frame cards, there are 139 retro frame cards into this set, and these are the normal cards. Now, the retro frame border, you can see on the left, we have a Worldly Tutor. That's the normal border that we're all used to, and on the right is the retro frame border. And as you can see, the foiling only happens on the border itself. There is no WotC stamp of authenticity, but there is the comment. And yeah, there is no illustration foiling. Again, these are much rarer to get than their counterparts, especially the foil parts. Now, I find these beautiful, honestly, because I'm a sucker for old frames. I've said this before in other openings and all that stuff, but it is really, really wonderful to be able to open old frames, and even more so foil old frames. Now, where can you find these old frames? Now, let's say there are only two products for Dominaria Remastered. So they're either the draft boosters or the collector's boosters. So in the draft booster packs, you can have up to two retro frame maximum in every pack, and you have either one retro frame card of any rarity, where it can be 20% of the time it replaces a rare or a higher non-retro frame card. And this can be either foil or non-foil. And then if the rare and mythic rare are retro frame, then the common and uncommon cannot be retro frame, and vice versa. So if I open a Worldly Tutor retro frame as my rare, or it would be my mythic slot, but yeah, it's my rare slot, I wouldn't get either a common or uncommon or any other kind of retro frame in that booster pack specifically. Now, the mythic rares of the retro frame appear in the draft booster packs around 3% of the packs themselves. So these are the non-foil ones, though. The foil ones are the mythic ones, the foil mythic ones are even rarer, and the chance is less than 1%. So if you end up opening a mythic, like I think the Vampire Tutor is a mythic, and the Force of Will, retro frame foil, yeah, hold on to those, because they're going to be worth something. I mean, they're worth something already right now, and they're more valuable. The retro frame foil are more valuable than the alternate borderless cards at the moment. Now, regarding the collector's boosters, you can get around 2 to 6 retro frame cards per pack. Now, one foil retro frame mythic or rare, or a traditional foil borderless rare or mythic rare card can be found in one of the slots. And again, we'll talk about the borderless versions in just a second. You can also get a non-foil retro frame rare or a mythic rare, and one foil retro frame or borderless common or uncommon, and also 2 non-foil retro frame or borderless commons or uncommons, and you have about a 9% chance of finding retro frame mythics when opening a collector. And then to continue on the retro frame idea, you also get 10 basic lands. Now, these 10 basic lands are only found in retro frame. There's no normal frame version, and I think this is quite really beautiful, because a lot of players didn't manage to play with retro frame lands, and yeah, you get one in every pack. Basically, you either get a foil in every collector's booster pack, and that's the only way you can get a foil of these, or you can get a normal non-foil in every draft pack. That's it. And I think it's really beautiful, because if you look at the differences, I mean, first off, it's retro border, so if you like it, great. If you don't, then there's no point. But you can see that the foiling as well is so beautiful. It just brings the cards to life. And again, it's the old foiling with the comment. So yeah, one of the types of the old foilings. And yeah, it's really nice. Again, foiling like this blew up in the past, I guess, 10 years. But before, I think foiling was introduced initially in Urza's, was it Legacy? Not Saga, because even though you can get Gaia's Cradle foil, that's a Judge promo, but yeah, I think it was in Legacy when they introduced foils, and since then, even then, like back then, it was extremely hard to get foils. Like you'd open a booster box, if you were lucky enough to open a booster box, and you maybe get 1, maybe 2 foils, commons, uncommons, rares, it didn't matter. and now, well, we're flooded with them. But still, you know, it's nice to get now the old ones, because I mean, they were so rare at the time. You didn't get a lot of them, and if you did, you know, you had well, you had a lot of luck. Anyway, to continue on the other type of card that you can see in a retro frame border is the buy a box promo. Now, we don't have the buy a box promo yet, because unfortunately our LGS got delayed by the delivery, so it's not our LGS fault. By the way, shout out to Mox in the Hole for providing us with the fun events standard, and also for allowing us to buy these amazing products from them. Mox in the Hole in Edinburgh, it's our go-to for the LGS, friendly staff and amazing people, and truly is the one place to be. Anyway, continuing on, and regarding the promo is a counterspell, and you'll see one up now on the screen. And you'll notice quite a few differences. First off, as I said, it's a retro frame. But unlike this one, the art is different. The art in the buy box promo is an ABU art, so the original art of the counterspell. And whereas this one, I don't remember when it was done. Maybe it was a 7th edition, but it doesn't matter anyway. And also, you'll notice that for this a normal one that you can easily find, these you can find in the set normally, but the buy box promo is rare for some reason. So anyway, that's something really interesting. And yeah, I must say, like, the blue is so beautiful, the foil in blue. So I can't wait to get my hand on our 2 counter spells for the buy a box promo. And the only way to get these is if you buy a sealed box from a local game store or a store that has them in stock still, because they get a limited amount of product from Wizards of the Coast at each release from the distributors. And yeah, basically, if first come, first serve. If you buy a box, either draft or collectors, you will get one if the store still has any. So yeah, that's it for the retro frames. Now, but before we move on to the alternate borderless versions, we just wanted to let you know that there are 150 retro frames in this whole set, including the 10 basic lands and the buy a box promo. And yeah, as I said, really, if you're lucky enough to open up Force of Will or Vampiric Tutor, Old Bordered, and especially Foil, hold on to it, because they're going to be extremely valuable, because yeah, you'll see. Anyway, the alternate borderless version, or alternate art borderless version, which, you know, I realized that actually the official name by WotC is alternate art borderless version. You know, honestly, one of these days is gonna, like, the versions are gonna be like TV screens or computer screens. You're gonna start having like weird freaking numbers and letters at the end, because it's so complicated. But anyway, the other and borderless were introduced, as I said, with the Throne of Eldraine, and even more so for a master set, they were introduced in the Double Masters in 2020. So you didn't get these beforehand. And these cards there are 45 borderless cards in the set itself. And as you can see, these are completely alternate art, and they don't have a border. Furthermore, again, Richard Kane Ferguson came back and did some really amazing art for some of the more iconic ones, namely the Tutors and the Force of Will. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Now, where can you find these beautiful cards? Now, you can actually find them in the Draft Booster Pack, but you can realistically get 2 per pack. WotC says 0 to 3, but realistically, I've only ever seen up to 2. And one can either be a rare or a mythic borderless, but there's no percentage given on getting the rare mythic from the draft booster box, and it's extremely hard to get. And another one can be either common or uncommon in about 6% of the packs, and that's common to find. And there you can also find the foiling of these ones. There are no specific percentages given for the foiling of these in the draft booster pack, nor in the collector's booster pack, unlike the retro frame ones. Now, in the collector's booster pack, they can contain anywhere between 1 to 5 borderless cards, and 1 non-foil borderless can be either rare or mythic rare, and it's a guaranteed. And then you have either 2 non-foil retro frame or 2 borderless commons or uncommons. Then you have either a traditional foil retro frame or a borderless common or uncommon. And you have traditional foil retro frame or a mythic rare, or a traditional foil borderless rare or a mythic rare. Now, as we said before, there are no percentages that we know of for the foiling on these cards. So I would say take it with a grain of salt, what I'm about to say, but they are extremely rare as well. I've not seen any rares or... no, actually, I've seen only one out of opening a collector's booster box and draft booster box. I've seen one rare foil card. I don't think I've seen any foil mythics. I've seen a couple of uncommons, that's for sure. So the alternate art as well, if you get them foil, even if it's a common or uncommon, I would just hold on to them unless you really don't care for them. So yeah, that's it. These are the all the versions of the Dominaria Remastered cards that you can find in the set. As I said, this is going to be a short video, but realistically, there's going to be more to discuss in the next expansion, which is going to be Fire Exile OLB1. And stay tuned for that because you like to see more of these videos. We will try and strive and do one for each release so that we can help you figure out what is what and where you can find it. And just make sure to like and subscribe our page, or thumbs down and comment and let us know whatever problems we might have, or if you like something that we did and you want to see it again. And hit that bell notification if you want to be updated when we release the next video. And also, if you're interested in seeing the unboxing for these, they're up on our channel. Anyway, that's it from us, a very friendly Shark. We thank you very, very much. We wish you a lovely day, a blessed day. Be good, be kind, and see you on the next one. Bye.